My name is Baseen Molitar Patel, also known as Pi. I live in Pondicherry, India with my dad, my mom, and my brother Ravi. I've lived here all my life. My family owns the Pondicherry Zoo. We have a lot of interesting animals, and I spend most of my time watching them. I'm a very religious person and converted to Christianity and Islam along with Hinduism. This really confused my three religious leaders. Unfortunately, my family decided to move to Canada. We sold the zoo, and the animals were to be sold all around the world. One night there was a terrible storm. I decided not to wake up my family, which was a huge mistake. The ship began to sink and I was terrified. I had no clue what was going on, and when I asked some of the crew members, they threw me overboard into a lifeboat. Luckily, my landing was soft, but as I looked up, I saw a zebra. Well, it would be a zebra if I could draw. A zebra. Oh, wow, that's ugly. One more time. A zebra, good enough. I saw a zebra fall from the ship, and it landed in my lifeboat. I was in a lifeboat with a hyena and a zebra with a broken leg. Soon, our zoo's male tiger, Richard Parker, decided to join the party. A few days later, our zoo's female orangutan floated up in a pile of bananas. Yes, those are bananas. I don't have a yellow marker. I could only watch helplessly as the hyena killed and devoured the zebra and the orangutan. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Richard Parker emerged. I thought he had fallen off the boat and drowned. He attacked and killed the hyena. Although Richard Parker saved my life, my relief was only short-lived. I was on a lifeboat with a ferocious tiger. Eventually, I built a raft so that I wasn't in immediate danger. Together, we survived storms, the terrible heat of the sun. We survived starvation and dehydration, and shark attacks. Eventually, my raft broke. One day, I started going blind from malnutrition. I thought I was having a conversation with Richard Parker and accepted the fact that I was going to die soon. Turns out that it was just another blind guy floating in the Pacific Ocean. As he got closer to me, I told him to climb into my lifeboat so that I could embrace him. It turns out that he didn't have good intentions and he tried to eat me. So I realized that I had totally forgotten to tell him that there was a tiger in my lifeboat, and Richard Parker saved my life at the expense of another. Something inside of me died that day that has never come back. Sometime after that, we reached a green floating island. It turns out that the algae was actually good to eat, and there were plenty of fresh ponds with dead fish in them. There were also a bunch of meerkats, which were great meals for Richard Parker. Unfortunately, I found out that the island was acidic. We had to leave. We were back out in the Pacific Ocean. After a while, we eventually reached the shore of Mexico. We were both so weak that we had to crawl out of the lifeboat. I watched as Richard Parker disappeared into the forest. He didn't even look back. I was interviewed by two Japanese reporters. I told them my story of how I lasted 227 days on a lifeboat with a tiger in the Pacific Ocean. But I could tell that they didn't believe me. So I told them another story. In this story, I was on a lifeboat with my mom, a cook, and a sailor with a broken leg. The cook killed the sailor and my mom. I got so angry that I killed him. That meant that I, Pi Patel, was the tiger. Which story do you believe?